Some secrets stay buried for years, not because we want to hide them, but because we're too scared of the fallout. This is the story of a lie I told my best friend, and the guilt I carried for years. It was my final year of high school. My best friend, Mia, and I were inseparable. We shared everything: dreams, fears, even the smallest details of our lives, or so she thought. But there was one thing I kept from her, one moment that changed everything between us. And even now, I wish I could go back and undo it. It started with a guy. Isn't that how most high school dramas begin? His name was Jake. He was charming, confident, and let's face it, every girl in our grade had a crush on him. But here's the thing. He liked Mia. Jake asked me for advice on how to ask Mia out. He wanted it to be perfect, and as her best friend, I was the one he trusted to help. At first, I was excited for her. Mia had been crushing on Jake for months, and this felt like a fairy tale about to unfold. But the more Jake and I talked, the more I realized I liked him too. Maybe I always had, and that's when the guilt began. Because instead of helping him plan the perfect confession to Mia, I did something I'll never forgive myself for. I told him Mia wasn't interested. I said she'd been talking about someone else, some other guy she had a crush on. It wasn't true, of course, but in that moment, jealousy took over. I convinced myself it wasn't a big deal, that Mia would never find out, and for a while, she didn't. Jake stopped trying to pursue Mia after that. He and I grew closer, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I'd betrayed my best friend. Every time Mia gushed about Jake in the weeks that followed, my stomach twisted into knots. Months went by and I thought the secret would fade into the background. But then one day, Mia found out. Not from me, of course. I wasn't brave enough for that. She overheard Jake talking to one of his friends about how I'd told him she wasn't interested. That conversation broke her. She confronted me that same day, tears streaming down her face. "Why would you do this?" she asked. And honestly, I didn't have an answer. I stood there frozen while my best friend walked away from me. For weeks, Mia ignored me. The friendship we'd built over years fell apart in a matter of seconds. I tried apologizing, but how do you fix something like that? How do you undo the damage of a betrayal so personal? In the end, I wrote her a letter. I poured my heart out, confessing everything: my jealousy, my guilt, my regret. I told her I'd understand if she never wanted to talk to me again. And for a long time, she didn't. It's been 5 years since that day. Mia and I talk now, but things will never be the same. That's the price of my mistake, the cost of a secret I kept out of selfishness. If I could go back, I'd do it all differently. But life doesn't give you rewinds. All you can do is learn from your mistakes and hope you never make the same one again.